All right. Hi, everyone. This is a bonus episode of the Movie Night Society. We all managed to see Doctor Strange 2 in theaters, and we thought we would talk about it. Or we kind of didn't. These guys didn't know we were going to record the episode.
Surprise on us, I guess. Hi, everybody that we didn't know was going to be watching this discussion.
We just act tired and mad the whole time.
We just recorded the Batman episode, but yeah, we're going to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
The Doctor grabs that Strange.
What is he even talking about, Will?
Will's camera went out right as I said.
I know. I had myself muted, and I actually hit the turn camera off button.
We're gonna talk about it. I kind of hinted like Batman was our most recent movie that we've talked about, but now this is going to be the most recent movie.
Yeah,
we'll do this again if we all happen to see a movie that's in theaters or is recent. It won't be, it'll just be like a side thing. We're going to talk a little more casually about it. We'll still like rate the episode at the end and everything, but we're not going to do any kind of heavy plot summary, I feel, because
whatever thoughts.
It's too mad to go in order.
I'm very curious to hear Julian's thoughts on the movie, though.
Real quick before we start,
okay.
And this is not. I think I brought this up before. This is not an original question idea that I came up with.
Why do we keep getting questions from Dustin today?
I don't know. It wasn't a question when I read it. It was a comment, but I have to ask you guys in the form of a question. And this wasn't something I came up with. It's just after I read it on Reddit, because I go on the way from Reddit. Man. Don't even ask. It's an addiction. But some guy said, which I 100,000% agree with, and half the comments didn't agree with it. So I really don't know how this is going to hit you guys. But it said, because the first thing I did right after I got out of the theater was go on the discussion thread on Reddit for it. And it's
just say the question. I'm eating cake, by the way.
Let me fucking talk.
It's Julian's birthday, everybody. Comment happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Since we
you.
didn't say it last time, and I'm still feel kind of guilty about that.
You never said happy birthday to him until we.
Yeah, Dustin recommended grown-ups on my birthday.
Happy birthday,
son of a bitch.
Dude, I should have. Fuck, man. I should have picked something else. But the comment, fuck, now I feel double guilty. The comment was, the trailer sold a completely different movie than what I saw, and I agree with it a lot.
I don't know. I'm kind of trying to remember the trailer. Well, what did they say that the trailer sold the movie as?
They were talking about the concept. There were a few points made in the replies because the original comment was just that. But the overall vibe that I got from it was one of the main points was it purposely. Well, there's a lot of stuff CGI'd out in the trailer. First of all, character wise. So
yeah, I noticed that.
And they do that a lot, but they did it so much. Or they did it just right, where it seemed like the plot of the movie was just going to be something completely fucking different. Like the whole Scarlet Witch, which I like, by the way. I'm not giving my opinion on that yet.
It wasn't in the trailer, but they did say right at the beginning that she was going to be the villain in the movie.
Yeah, but I'm not reading anything like that. I just saw the trailer.
I'm just saying, I know it wasn't really in the trailer, but they did say that she was going to be the villain.
I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying as people who just watched the trailer and they don't know shit else, it didn't seem to me like I didn't know that was a thing until just now. Like it didn't seem to me like she was. I thought that maybe she was going to be some kind of anti-hero thing, or maybe that some other. I knew some fucking what do you call them, cameos were going to happen.
We should say spoilers for
spoilers
everything.
If you haven't seen the movie, go away.
Yeah.
And I knew there were going to be cameos, but everyone, from what I'm everyone knew Professor X was going to be in it because he's in the fucking trailer. And everyone was assuming maybe Was it Tom Cruise's Iron Man maybe, and
That
some
was
other shit.
talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, and there were just the
What?
characters that showed up.
Yeah,
in the
a
part
lot
they
of people
played.
people were saying like that was gonna happen. I don't know
Tom
where it came from.
Cruise?
Yeah, as
Tom
Iron
Cruise
Man,
is
as an
Iron
Iron
Man.
variant.
Yeah, because
What?
he tried to be
People
Iron
were
Man.
saying like Deadpool was gonna be in this, like Ghost Rider
Yeah.
was gonna be in this, which
Oh,
like,
that's-
they
I saw
never
an image
confirmed
of
any of
that.
that. But
I mean,
Oh, I wasn't
Okay,
hoping. Well, let me just finish. I'll make
yeah,
this quick.
finish.
I just thought that the trailer sold, and not in a bad or good way. I'm not giving my opinions yet, but the trailer sold a different plot point, a different type of vibe overall than the movie actually. Because there's so many corny Sam Raimi moments, which I did like, by the way. Not saying I didn't like it, but that was not what was in the trailer. That was not the vibe that it gave at all. Scarlet Witch didn't seem to be like she was going to be the main fucking villain the whole time. Like, there was just some shit that they left out, obviously on purpose, not to spoil shit. But at least if I watch a trailer to like Shang-Chi or friggin' the Batman or something, I at least kind of know the vibe of type of movie I'm gonna get. Where this was just, and I liked it, by the way, but I didn't get the movie I thought I was gonna see. And in most aspects, I'm okay with that, to be honest. But that's what I think.
I kind of agree in certain parts. Like, I didn't know that Scarlet Witch was going to be the villain in the movie. I knew she was going to be in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she was going to be the villain. I knew this was going to be more of a horror movie though, because that's what they were all like. All the filmmakers were saying that leading up to the movie, and it's like, oh, it's Sam Raimi. It's going to be like a mix of, Evil Dead and Spider-Man in a way. So I kind of knew that stuff going in. I kind of thought this movie was going to be like a big cameo, like just orgy, and it really wasn't.
no,
And I'm
really.
pretty glad about that. I liked the cameos in the movie because it was pretty like focused in the scene that it was in. But yeah, I don't know. I can kind of see like people saying it was not quite the movie they expected, but
I was just curious. Literally, everyone was split, so I was wondering if you guys felt the same way. But I didn't feel negative about it, as like all of Reddit seemed to be. It's like I feel like I'm the one fucking guy who I agree with what they're saying, but not for the same reasons. Like everyone who I feel like said that hated it, and I didn't hate the movie, but they didn't love it because of that. Whereas I did like it because of that, because I was okay with like the corny moments and like the just back to that crazy weird shit happening.
Yeah, I went into this knowing that she would be the villain, but I wasn't sure, like, was she going to be the villain the whole way through, or was she just going to be like the villain for like the first half or something, and then like a different villain's going to show up at the end, because that happens a lot. So I wasn't really sure like how much they would do exactly with her, but I did know that she was going to be a villain.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess yeah, well, Will, you wanted to hear my thoughts.
I'm very curious. Yes.
I really liked it. I really liked it a lot.
There were some scenes where I was okay, Julian's gonna like this scene. He's gonna like this part. He's gonna like this part.
There was so much like things. Sam Raimi goodness in this movie, though. It was just so much
some
fun.
people were thinking that like they couldn't really see the Sam Raimi in the movie, and that like he was. That's what just some people were saying. I don't really agree with it. Like some things, I guess, but like it. Like the way
those are probably people who like have only seen Spider-Man.
Probably because I thought like, oh yeah, this definitely feels very Sam Raimi. I mean, there's only like so much he can do because it's still like a Marvel movie. He didn't like get to write it or anything, But
I'm pretty shocked how far he pushed the PG-13 rating.
Like there were lots of obviously like the deaths.
Oh my god!
Were like holy cow.
That's that's got to be the bloodiest Marvel MCU movie, right?
Easily, like that was some like the most violent stuff in the MCU. Was how Wanda just killed all the Illuminati like that.
So fucking cool, dude. That whole
I love that scene. I think probably all of us thought of Invincible while watching it,
dude.
Right?
That
was like my first thing, and it was funny because before the movie, I saw that the Invincible Twitter like tweeted like, "Oh, so Sam Raimi has seen Invincible."
No way.
And I was like, what does that mean? Is there going to be like an Invincible cameo in this movie or some shit? I really thought going I thought going into this movie that it was seriously going to be just like a bunch of cameo shit. Uh, and yeah, it was just funny like seeing like, oh, okay. Now I understand why they tweeted that out. And okay, I got to say the thing that happened before the movie started, because it was really fucking strange. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Dang, beat me to it. Dang it.
And okay, so I saw it in the AMC theater, and you guys have probably been to AMC in the past.
Well, that's where I saw. That's where I go
right?
to see everything.
No,
Okay.
I haven't been to the AMC one in the last year or two.
Okay.
Mine has a bar in it. And
So usually
recliners.
they show like, you know, all the trailers, all the previews, and then they'll show like the little ad for the AMC A-list subscription, which I do have. It's surprisingly worth it if you see a lot of movies.
It's like the 3 free movies a week or something, right? Or a month.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, so like it shows that, and then it shows like that Nicole Kidman ad that like is like shit.
Yeah,
it's really, it's like, okay, I've seen this thing too many fucking times. It was like okay the first time. And then like right after that Nicole Kidman thing, it usually shows, it just gets right into the movie, right?
Yeah.
This time, for some reason, they showed that DC 2022 movie lineup trailer right after the Nicole Kidman ad and right before the movie.
The fuck?
Yeah, so it was like Batman, Aquaman, The Flash, and then, you know, it's like DC 2020, and then the fucking Marvel logo right after it.
That's
at the beginning of Doctor Strange.
That's fucking
It was
weird.
like I was laughing so hard that I was
so weird.
I was afraid I was gonna be laughing for the first like 10 minutes of this fucking movie because of that. But I like turned, I saw it with my friend David again, and like I turned to David and I'm just like, is DC gonna be in this movie, or like what the hell?
Gonna show up?
We were both just like, what the fuck?
Wait, so you were saying this with David?
Yeah.
Did he see the first one even? Because I know he's like seen like none of the MCU stuff.
Okay, David has only seen, in terms of MCU, he I think they played Black Panther where he works for like some event or something, but he fell asleep during it. So he didn't really see that movie. Yeah, it's a pretty average movie. But then he's seen so Shang-Chi was basically the first one he's seen. And then we saw No Way Home, you know, Spider-Man together. And that's like it. That's like the only MCU stuff he's seen. So going into this, I was like, this is going to be a fucking nightmare for you.
I know, he's just going to be so confused.
And really it wasn't. It was like pretty straightforward, and it was easy to understand things that I didn't have context to. Like I haven't seen WandaVision. So like I didn't have any context for that, so I was kind of like, oh, what's going on? But then I just figured like, oh, okay, she's the villain, whatever. So it was like pretty easy to follow.
Yeah, I think they made it pretty easy to follow if you hadn't seen it, because they had to assume like there's going to be people that don't watch the show before they see this movie.
Stuff like the Professor X cameo, it was like, you know, you hear the X-Men theme, but like, yeah, but it's, I don't know, if you don't know X-Men, it's just like, oh, okay, it's Charles X, he's just like the main guy, okay, you know, it wasn't like that. I don't know, like
I don't think there was much value lost.
You want to say
there wasn't value lost without context, but more value was gained if you did have it. Is the
It actually kind of made me want to watch WandaVision.
I don't think WandaVision's the best. I honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I think it's the worst show, but it's also necessary because White Vision is made there, and he's already confirmed to be in movies. And then they didn't confirm that this whole storyline from WandaVision was going to be in a movie until this. Like unless like some leak came out. I didn't read obviously that, but trying to avoid those. But I just knowing the context of WandaVision gave me a lot more substance
Yeah, I would think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it helped obviously to watch it because you knew a little bit more where a character was coming from.
Yeah, and you'd understand. I mean, if you haven't seen like the first Doctor Strange, like that relationship between Doctor Strange and Christine, I think
Yeah.
is her name.
Mhm.
Okay.
I thought
Rachel
they did a lot
McAdams.
better with the relationship between the two. Like, it was much more
Yeah,
interesting than in the first one.
I was honestly like really surprised they even brought her back though, because it was
I
like
was too.
who
Yeah, like
remembers her?
she kind of felt like an afterthought in the first Doctor Strange. So it's like, they're probably not going to do anything with her.
Yeah.
JK, LOL.
Um. Yeah, but I really enjoyed this movie. It's kind of like what I want from a big blockbuster movie. It felt like it had stakes. Like again, those death scenes and shit were like
Whew.
pretty intense. I was
Dude,
surprised.
even before that, when she was just originally when she got there, before she fought him, and she was fighting all the robots and guards just
They were
covered in
Ultrons.
yeah, and she was just like
Yeah.
covered in blood, and oh, dude, it was just
Yeah,
insane.
it got. I don't think it needed to be rated R. Personally,
No.
like I've seen worse done in PG-13 movies, but like it was like pretty like violent, like for an MCU movie, you know.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Like I think that's pretty inarguable. Like I can't think of anything. Like sure, Thanos wipes out half the universe, but it's not like graphic.
No,
Yeah.
it's turned into dust. So
Yeah, and I'll say I think this is my favorite villain since Thanos in the MCU.
Hmm.
It like
I think
not
'cause she was
counting like
yeah.
No
Well,
Way Home,
I
because
think
that's
'cause
all
she's an
villains that have
established
already existed.
character already. Kind of
Yes,
helps. And like we haven't
but like
seen like a good guy like turn evil like in the MCU. I think like this.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
when they do that kind of stuff with superheroes, where like they fight each other. It's I don't know. It's like that.
Because she was a villain in Age of Ultron, but like that was the
Yeah.
first time they appeared, and like she has developed a lot more since then. So you wouldn't
Yeah.
think like, someone who's been in this many movies and fought with the Avengers like this many times wouldn't turn evil again.
Yeah,
She
I
didn't
thought it
learn
was
her
like
lesson.
she was really well done in this movie. I thought, and she felt threatening.
Oh
You know?
yeah.
Well,
It felt like okay,
Scarlet Witch is OP, so she should
Yeah.
feel very threatening.
By the way,
reality warping, she can do all that in the comics.
I
too,
am-
so.
like pretty sure they retcon some of her canon for this, because I might be wrong.
Like
here.
that was shown in, like in WandaVision, where she like they kind of retconned her to actually being born with her powers.
Oh, well,
It seemed like before she got it from the Infinity Stones.
oh, well, I didn't know about any of that. But
Well, yeah, they
does
showed that in like
impact her-
WandaVision that she like had some kind of stuff going on when she was a kid, which I thought
Yeah,
was like,
I mean-
is this how they're like hinting towards mutants? But they never really say. They still
It
haven't really
makes sense.
said. So I don't know.
My whole thing on there was, and I could be wrong because this is the only thing I think I knew about her character in the comics. I forget the name for it, but she's supposed to, in the multiverse, because she's so powerful prior to the movie, I guess, now, there's only supposed to be one of her. She was supposed to be like America. Like there's not supposed to be other versions of the Scarlet Witch. She's a single being in the multiverse like America. And they got rid of that.
I've never heard of that. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, but I'm not like 100% on that one, but I'm pretty sure.
I think
And
there
they
have been
just-
like what if stories and stuff with her in it, so that would mean there have been. I don't know though.
I don't know. Maybe it was that. I don't. Maybe that's the context I'm thinking about. But yeah, there was something like that, and that's why I was just surprised. I was like, oh, she's other versions of herself.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I liked her character a lot in this. Yeah, it was good that she was established before this. I think if it just happened, it would be like, okay, this is just like an OP villain. I don't know. Yeah, I thought Elizabeth Olsen was really good as Wanda or Scarlet Witch or whatever they call
I
her.
could see some people who didn't see WandaVision being like a little confused, like how she got this much more powerful since like her last appearance, which they show in WandaVision. Like it's
Okay.
really just her like tapping into like her full power. But I could see some people maybe be confused, like she wasn't this strong last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's anything that like really deter from the movie.
Yeah, and I liked the adventure aspect of the movie, which is like going to these different places.
I did think we
I
were going to see like a little bit more different universes.
different universes.
A little bit. But,
Yeah,
like what we got was fine.
We
The
get a lot
chambers.
from that. Yeah, from that like just shot of them going through everything.
Sorry to interrupt. We got to talk about this like right now though. The Bruce Campbell cameo.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
what'd
was
you
just,
think about
I
that, huh?
just thought of this. Probably what, like, I don't know. I can't compare it to the Spider-Man cameos, but like it was really, really funny.
Yeah, it was.
And
When as soon as he showed up, I was like, yeah. I mean, we knew
It's
he was like, he's gonna be
probably-
in here. He's gonna be in here. Come on.
oh yeah, I knew he was going to be in it. Like it had to be. But I think it was my favorite post-credit scene out of any of these movies.
Yeah,
I could see some people like being like, I waited for that. But like
I
that was
fine
like
with
the
it.
funniest thing in the whole movie.
It's Bruce Campbell.
What's
I don't
this-
know how you can be like upset unless you just don't know who he is.
I know he's. I love Bruce Campbell, obviously. Like, and that was just like, I don't know if it's like my Sam Raimi bias or whatever, but like I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I feel like it's one of those movies that would probably, I could probably like pull some, nitpicks and stuff and or like find some flaws with it, but I don't know. It just did a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed that I felt like made up for it.
I did have some nitpicks with it, but like overall, I really liked the movie too.
Well, what are some of your nitpicks? Because I'm curious to hear.
Um,
Because I wouldn't say this movie's perfect, but
yeah, I think Chavez America feels a little bit more like just a plot device than a character. I dislike her, but she mostly just feels like she's there for the plot.
I was gonna kind of bring up,
but
America.
Yeah, she's a very like controversial character, like the comics and everything. Like most people like don't like her character in there, but I thought in this she was fine. Like I didn't like the actress. I think did a good job. I didn't think she was annoying or anything. But she mostly just felt like she was there to serve the plot. But at least like she wasn't annoying. I didn't like hate when she spoke or did anything or something like that. And I was really nervous at the end, like they were going to have her beat Scarlet Witch, but thankfully that didn't happen. But I thought that they were going to pull that.
Yeah, I hate when movies do that.
Thank goodness. No, like I can control my power now.
I don't like when movies do the. I don't like when movies do the like, oh, the supporting character does.
They didn't do that though.
Accomplishes
So
the goal.
I was like, oh, thank you. So,
yeah, you gotta have Doctor Strange do it, or the villain. I liked that.
I think the only other thing is like there are times where, because this almost felt like it had to be a sequel to WandaVision as much as Doctor Strange. So it does feel at some points Doctor Strange almost feels like a side character in his own movie.
Sometimes, yeah,
a little bit, but not like too much. But it did feel that way at times.
I will say. Oh well, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, other than that, those were like the only kind of nitpicks I think I had.
I will say I thought the first I feel like up until Wanda invades the whatever the fucking place is called, the Doctor Strange and like Wong is there. What's that place called?
Not the Sanctum Sanctorum. Yeah.
Okay. When she I felt like everything before that, other than like the eyeball monster, was really cool.
Gross.
I think one other nitpick that I'm thinking of is I just think it's kind of weird. Like, why did she send a giant eye monster instead of just getting Chavez herself?
I don't know.
They go like, oh, that's her showing restraint. What? Just go get her yourself. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. See, that's like that's the kind of stuff that like you could definitely be like, oh, that's
it's not like that big a deal. I just thought that was like,
no,
you probably could have just saved a lot of time if you just did it yourself. Okay, but
no, I can ignore.
You can do that with like any, especially Marvel movie. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, you have to go in with some sort of suspension of disbelief. I will say though, I just this is really dumb, but like when the eyeball monster like grabbed, or maybe it was like the chain monster in the beginning, like grabbed America and just like, all tied up and everything. I was just like, oh God, Sam Raimi, don't do another fucking tree rape.
I knew you were going there with that.
Is he like gonna go this far?
I was like, oh dear, I've seen enough.
I know.
I know where this is going.
But she's like,
meme.
But then I was like, that happens a lot to her in this movie, and it's a little weird, but whatever. It's Sam Raimi. I don't know. But what was I saying? That distracted me. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, well, everything before, like Scarlet Witch like invades that place that I already forget the name of.
Kamatage.
Okay. It was a little slow. Like
Yeah,
I liked the eyeball monster.
Yeah, I think that went on for like a little bit longer than it had to.
Yeah, I liked the scene where she was like talking to Doctor Strange and Wong in the cafe.
Okay, most unrealistic part about the movie, she's been to like 72 different worlds and not encountered one Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Interesting. Yeah.
I was like,
maybe they just all happen to not have Spider-Man. I don't know.
I know. Obviously, it's like, of course, it's possible when you have like infinite possibilities. But it's like, come on, not even one Spider-Man.
Like, or she did, just didn't fuck around with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was like a little slow. And I was kind of like, this feels very Marvel-y, like kind of how it looked and everything. But yeah, I felt like once they got to Kamatage,
yeah,
that right? I was like, okay, this is good. This is like really fun. I liked the whole scene with like her telling that guy to run and stuff. That was well done. That was cool. And I did like the look of the was it like Wisteria or Osteria or whatever? I don't remember these location names. Like where Wanda was when like Doctor Strange visits her. And,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She like makes all the reality,
yes.
Disappear or whatever. And it looks like I don't know. It looks like a level in a video game.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
Like the I don't know.
It's like, what is this, Doom?
It looks like Pumpkin Hell from like Sonic Adventure 2 or something. You know what I mean? It has that like
sure that worked. I thought more Doom, but okay, we'll go with Pumpkin Hill.
Oh yeah, sure, Doom. Yeah, and the eyeball monster too. But yeah, I liked a lot of the visuals in this movie. It was really cool.
By the way, the only reason I remember, because I think this is, man, again with this humor shit, you guys are not going to agree with me, so prepare. The funniest MCU line that I think ever has Kamatage in it, where it's in the first Doctor Strange, and I have it saved on Instagram, and I'm not a fan of the first movie like that, but just the scene where he's like, "How long have you been at Kamatage, Mister?" And he goes, "Doctor," and he's like, "Mr. Doctor," and he goes, "It's strange," and he's like, "Maybe, who am I to judge?"
Yeah, I remember that line.
Fucking around the name.
I remember that line. I don't think I laughed at that line, but
I love that so much, man. It's Mr. Doctor. It's strange.
I'll say I'm not a fan of the first movie.
No, it's not that good.
It wasn't my thing.
I liked the first one, like, okay, but it wasn't like it's just pretty average to me, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember people saying it was like one of the best ones to that point, and I
never agreed with that. I was like, it was pretty. Like, I thought they were still playing it safe at that point with Doctor Strange, and he's like a character that, like, you don't play safe with Doctor Strange. He's like, his stuff is so weird and out there, but they were playing it safe with that one. Whereas this one, I think that they're taking a little bit more risks, and it paid off. Because, like, like the thing that stands out to me, like, and it's kind of a shame because I think you could actually like, cut this scene out and like it wouldn't change the movie at all. But Doctor Strange has some like really weird and creative powers, and like they only made him use whips and circles and stuff like that. The music note scene was really cool. Sick. Like, this is the creativity I wanted from Doctor Strange's powers that we just weren't getting in any of the other movies. So when this started happening, it's like, oh, I really like this scene a lot.
That was sick.
Yeah,
It's
that
just a
was
shame. Like I think
great.
you could cut it out and like really not miss much, but it's such a cool scene.
But it was like, it was entertaining. It was like,
Oh
creative.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. It's just like
Yeah, you
you
can't
could cut it out and not miss. Well, you could.
Yeah, I
like,
get
story
you could
wise.
cut it out story wise. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's like the only shame. But it's like it was like one of my favorite parts of the movie because it's so creative and it's like this is what I've been wanting them to do with Doctor Strange. They only make him use like whips and stuff like that. It's like his powers are so out there and cool and weird, and they should do more with that, and they did. So that was neat.
okay, I'm gonna say the scene that made me just go like, okay, I love this movie
I know
is
what scene.
is which scene? I want to hear your guess.
It's a scene where he takes over the zombie Strange and he makes like the demon
Yes.
cloak with all the things.
Yes.
I knew immediately
was-
watching this. This is Julian's favorite scene.
That was
Calling
sick.
it now.
It was-
Julian love this
that
part.
was-
Whether he likes the rest of the movie, I don't know. But this part, because it was pretty dope.
That was
I was
sick.
like, Julian will like this. I mean, that's just
As
like that
soon-
screams Sam Raimi. Like he goes into a dead version of himself and he's like a zombified version. He's giving this like pretty heartfelt speech at the end. He's like, I'm dying like this.
Oh
and
my
zombie
God,
body.
I
It's like,
loved
this is
it.
Sam Raimi right here. Like, this is Sam Raimi stuff.
Yeah, as soon as I was like, oh my god, he's gonna
Yeah, I mean, he
possess
even does
his
like the
dead
hand
body.
coming out of the grave. Like, come
I
on,
know,
this is
it
Sam
was-
Raimi.
Oh, I
All of
loved
it. I knew immediately watching this. I thought of Julian. Like first
Yeah,
thing,
that
like,
was-
oh, this is going to be Julian's favorite part. I don't know how he's going to feel about the rest of the movie, but he's going to like this part.
No, I really enjoyed the rest of the movie too.
Called
The
it
rest-
though.
like,
I'm saying I called it. I knew it.
it feels like a movie that was made by a director with a real vision, and there's not too many of
A
those in the
WandaVision?
MCU. A WandaVision, yeah.
How to do it.
But like, you know, James Gunn, like with Guardians of the Galaxy, his directing really stands out. His humor stands out a lot. I'd say like Infinity War had lots of stuff that stood out to me
I think
visually,
the
and
Russos like definitely have their style of directing.
yeah. But like other than those, like there's not a ton. Like even the Spider-Man movies don't feel like they
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
And it's, like,
that's what a
too
lot of
hard
people are
to-
kind of complaining about with like MCU movies is they don't feel like they're made by people for the most part.
Yeah, and then it's so
Which is
weird to like
very
hear
valid.
people. It's weird to hear people complain about this movie like it's too weird, and it's like this is like exactly
be.
what everyone was
Doctor
saying
Strange.
they wanted. Basically, like what are you talking about? Like it was more violent and scary. I mean, like I wasn't scared by it, but you know, it's like it really was like a horror movie. You know, it felt like an MCU horror movie,
That
and
scene when Scarlet Witch like snaps
Oh,
Professor
yeah,
X's
Xavier.
neck.
yeah,
Oh. Why they
Yeah,
gotta
I
kill
guess
him
we
off like that, man? Why they gotta do him like that though?
yeah. I guess we should talk about the Illuminati because that's like a big cameo kind of.
Yeah. Honestly though, I think I set my expectations way too high for the Illuminati.
Yeah, which I kind of
think a lot
liked that
I
it
think a lot
wasn't.
of people did.
Yeah, I think I honestly liked that it wasn't crazy though. You know, that it was like okay.
I did not
Professor X,
care for seeing
or-
like another like we already saw Carter as Captain America before in What If. Like I don't
Oh,
who
you
cares?
did? Oh, okay. See, I
Yeah,
didn't.
she was in
see
What
that.
If.
So I was
Like, it's like really we've seen this before. I don't care. We've seen this before. I'm like Captain America's never like even been on the Illuminati. Why it just what I would just preferred something different. Black Bolt was
I
cool.
guess like I thought it was okay. I mean, like I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
guess
oh,
'cause
okay, yeah,
we haven't
it's
seen, like,
Carter.
we've seen it already though. Like I don't
Yeah,
at least like with that.
yeah, I liked Black Bolt. His death was probably
Yeah.
the best thing I've seen.
His was the
Real
first
movie
like
in a
oh
long
crap.
Yeah, that was like, oh, that was pretty gross. Like
that's
that was
gruesome, bro.
that was great. And I've seen like people complain like Richard Reed, is that his name?
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. I always get it mixed up. You can tell I'm not like a huge comic book fan, but yeah, Reed Richards. You know,
Come
is,
on,
like,
man. You've seen
the smartest
the
man.
2005 and 7 Fantastic Four movies. You love those.
Oh
You
yeah.
should- you should
Okay.
know.
The first movie's kind of fun, but
Yeah. It's Rise
Rise
of
of
the
the
Silver
Silver
Surfer, not
Surfer's
so
like,
much.
why does this exist? But it's like, okay, Reed Richards is like smartest man or whatever, and like, yeah, he tells Scarlet Witch like what Black Bolt can do. It's kind of dumb, but whatever. It led to a cool death scene. Like what? I don't know.
I do think it's weird how Scarlet Witch was able to like easily kill Black Bolt and Reed Richards, but like struggle way more with Captain America, like any version.
Yeah,
like,
that was
bro,
a little
you
strange.
can like take away someone's mouth. Can't you just like snap their like limbs out of existence or something? But,
Yeah,
like,
I did like how. I mean, again, it's gruesome, but it's not like graphic. I guess it's more implied, but like her getting like just cut in half with her shield, like that was pretty like what? And I really liked how Sam Raimi like shot that part where it like you see the shield go in and then it does that, like,
exactly what
zoom out.
happens.
Yeah, it was like, oh man, just the way the camera moved and everything, or like the way it was edited, made you just know instantly what happened. I really liked that. I don't know, it's just like Sam Raimi, he's a good director. He's not like Kubrick, but he knows how to like really just pace a movie well. I didn't feel bored during this movie, like other than like the first like 10 minutes or so. And then after that it was like pretty snappy. Like I thought it kept moving along really well. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it felt pretty similar.
Yeah, it was like, this isn't really boring me. I think the only parts that after those first like 10 minutes or so, or 15, that did kind of feel like, okay, this is like MCU stuff, is just like when two characters are talking to each other. Like
some
it
of the
feels a
stuff
little
with
bit.
him and Mordo were kind of like,
Yeah,
like, okay.
and him with America in like that other universe, and they're like going down memory lane. It's like, yeah, this isn't like the most interestingly shot stuff in the movie or anything.
No.
It's okay, but it feels a little standard.
I forgot about that scene until you even said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple things like that, but
there was a couple
overall,
things,
not
yeah.
too bad.
But like then you get like the Bruce Campbell cameo, and it's like fucking hilarious. I love that he's like one of my favorite just side characters now. Just Pizza Papa is like the stupidest thing.
Pizza Papa, dude.
That's what he calls himself, right? He's like, hey, Pizza Papa's got to get paid. And it's so dumb. But then like, of course, like Doctor Strange does a little spell on him, and then he's basically doing exactly what he does in Evil Dead 2 with like grabbing his hand and like hitting himself on the cart and everything. I love it. It was just so wonderful to see that. And I just liked all the horror like fantasy stuff in this movie. Like the Book of the Damned, because I guess if they called it the Book of the Dead, it would feel too much like Evil Dead. That was great. And then what was the other book called? It was like the
Book of Ashanti?
Ashanti or something? Yeah, something like that.
Ashanti or Ashanti, something like that.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, I don't know. It was like it felt very easy to follow, just like the logic of the magic and stuff. And it led to a lot of cool sequences and stuff. Once he made a cape made of zombies, it was like, this is
They were like
sick
spirits or something.
The shit was sick.
Yeah,
and
cool.
like,
and
and those
made a book out of that.
And those spirits are all like, they sound like Evil Dead spirits. Like, I'm pretty sure one of them is I want to look up his name. What he looks like. Scott Spiegel. He, I think, yeah, he co-wrote Evil Dead 2 with Sam Raimi, and he like has a cameo in lots of his movies and stuff. But yeah, he like voiced one of those spirits or whatever. Like I was like looking, like one of those has to be someone from from his other movies. So yeah, just like the fun cameos and stuff were really just I don't know. They're so much fun. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't mention like that John Krasinski plays Reed Richards. Everyone in the audience was like,
The only
what?
My
theater I got
my
is that
theater
he
went
was
pretty
rumored to
crazy.
play Iron Man.
Yeah. What'd you say, Dustin?
He was rumored to play Iron Man. I saw it before the movie came out.
Oh,
People
like a
were
different
saying
version of Iron
people
Man?
thought he was going to play Iron Man or him or Tom Cruise.
And I thought it was like pretty like that leak seemed like it was pretty much confirmed that he was going to be Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, well, I didn't.
So that wasn't surprising for me at least.
He's saying at that point in fucking time, obviously.
Okay, I'm saying like it didn't like I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I expected that completely. So that, my theater went pretty crazy when Professor X and him showed up. And it's like, well, Professor X was in the trailer. I know it didn't show his face, but Patrick Stewart has a pretty distinct voice.
Yeah,
dude, who the fuck is Black Bolt? Is he a real comic character?
Yeah, he's leader of
is
the
he that
Inhumans.
fucking powerful in the comics?
Oh yeah, he's
I
really
figured,
powerful.
Jesus.
Oh,
yeah. He can level cities and like half the planet with his voice if he wants to. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that moment where they show like how they killed Doctor Strange, like the other version of him.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm sorry, but like you kind of like hear it a little after he speaks. Like, yeah, just like really cool, just the way they present things and like just lots of memorable stuff. I liked a lot of the transitions and stuff in this movie. I'm trying to think of the scene, what exactly was happening, but there was like a scene where I think like Wong or maybe it was Mordo was like talking to Doctor Strange in America, and like it does like a lot of like, I'm trying to describe it, where like it shows like Scarlet Witch and then Doctor Strange in America kind of like on the sides, like kind of faded in and everything. I don't know, just like lots of really cool ways to present
Sam Raimi's
scenes like that. Yeah. And again, I saw like people complaining about like there was one where I think like it transitioned from something into, I think like the moon into like Wong, like walking into the scene. And like I saw like someone on Twitter posted something like, you know, like it's not the 2000s anymore. This is such an outdated transition. It's like that's like one of the most like cool like little visual transitions I've seen in an MCU movie. Like why do
people online do seem like really mixed about this movie, and
I'm
not sure why. Like I'm legit surprised that like a lot of people are not liking the movie, because it seemed like people pretty universally liked the first Doctor Strange, and I thought this was obviously way better. So I don't know why this one is getting so much flack. Like the first one didn't get this much flack.
I know.
Maybe people are just more content with playing it safe, with Marvel playing it safe, than being weird. I don't know.
I know.
I think with Doctor Strange, he should be weird. I mean, like the comics and stuff. Like this is a weird character. He does weird things. Doctor Strange, man, he does strange things and stuff. Like his comics are strange. They should be strange with Doctor Strange.
And again, I heard lots of complaints that were like, it was just like a cameo mess, and I'm like, it was just like it was really just the Illuminati. That was like it.
Yeah.
Like other than like,
I think a lot of people like myself probably expected more, but
yeah,
it's like no, they just kept it to that stuff.
Yeah, it was
so I don't see how it was. I thought it'd be like way more fan servicey.
I know. I was like, did I watch the same movie as like some people? Like this was great. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I was like so taken aback by reading people's comments.
Like the fan, like I think Spider-Man handled the fan service like a little bit better. Like it kind of incorporated it into its plot a little bit more. Like some of the Illuminati stuff did feel a little bit more like fan servicey compared to Spider-Man, but like nothing too bad.
Yeah, and I could see some people saying like, oh, the Illuminati scene could probably just be taken out, but I like, liked it.
Their stuff leads. I don't know if like I don't think you could like take it out, and I don't know, maybe, but
I think it was a part of like Doctor Strange's arc.
Yeah, they're in it enough where it'd be kind of that take a lot out to completely cut them out.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. And I love the Ultron robots. They
Yeah, as soon as I
I'm
saw it, I was
assuming
like,
it
"Oh, it's
was like
Ultron." It's Ultron. Even one of them said Ultron.
no, but I'm assuming it was like people in suits and not
Oh
right. Like it didn't look
no, I don't.
CGI to me. It looks real.
Mm, I don't know. I assumed it was just CGI.
What are you,
Oh,
you
really?
talking about the
It looked-
robots?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought they
This
were
Ultron.
was definitely CGI.
That's what
really.
I thought.
It
Yeah,
looked pretty
I
good
thought.
to me then.
I thought it looked like Well, it looked like good CGI, but yeah, I thought it was CG.
Huh. I don't know. I have to look at it again because
Yeah,
like
they do
it looked
everything. Like
pretty.
there's no way they built like any like they don't even usually have the actors' costumes. Like they have them in like motion cap stuff most of the time now. They don't even
That's
have the
true.
characters wearing their suits anymore for the most part. So
This is Sam Raimi though,
that's true, but I don't know. Like
and it wouldn't be
I don't
too
know.
hard to like make those suits. Like they're just
I mean, it may be.
I don't know.
I just know that like Marvel and I think Hollywood in general just seems to be going like let's just CGI like every outfit now.
Yeah, which is a shame.
It is a
Yeah,
shame.
I'd have to look at that again. But it looked good either way.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, I liked some of the kind of reincorporation and like callbacks and stuff. Like, there's a when they go to Wanda takes Wong to the was it called like Wanda Castle or something like that? I don't. What was it called?
I don't remember what it was
The-
called.
Okay, it sounded like it had Wanda in the name of it, but like that, that big castle thing.
Yeah, like the temple thing for
Tower.
the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and like she says, like it's not a tomb, it's my throne, and then later on, it does like literally become her tomb. I thought like that was a nice
supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah, they could. I mean, they could do whatever they
If you
want.
don't see them die, they don't die. They left it open like that.
But like even like I feel like other movies in the MCU just wouldn't even have like even a little bit of like a a setup of a line like that,
Yeah.
like a lot. I don't know. Like that was nice. I liked a lot of the stuff with time and like his watch. There's like clocks like in the movie here and there. Just like I don't know, it's just like little things, but it was nice. It was nice to see a movie like pay attention to little things like that. Like I think like Doctor Strange gets like thrown into a clock at some point too, and like falls over, or even just like that. Like I don't know. I feel like other Marvel movies don't even have like everyone gets thrown into a wall or a pillar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's really like silly, but yeah, I just liked little stuff like that. I don't know what else you guys have to say.
I at least talked out most of the stuff about Dustin.
You're kind of hitting all the points. I ain't got nothing different, really.
So we all liked the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I'm kind of debating on my rating. Debating on my rating.
You should
I don't
rhyme all
know.
the time. You're a poet and didn't even know it.
Oh snap.
Wow, no one's made that.
But yeah, I'm deciding whether I would give it a 3.5 or a 4, and it's pretty amazing that I would even give it a 4. I think like right after seeing it, I gave it a 4.
So you would see this again, like maybe not in theaters, but like
Oh, yeah.
well, you buy it and watch it again.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's basically kind of what I want from a big budget movie. I mean, it was really like it was a horror fantasy adventure,
Dude.
basically.
I guess I'll say this: the scariest scene I thought in the movie, in quotes, scariest, right? It's a little different, but it was when she was. I think you brought it up earlier when she's walking through the hallway chasing them, and she like comes out of the fucking wall and her eyes are glowing and it's all dark and she's limping and it like a fucking.
I almost thought it was funny how like this movie is really just they spend like almost the whole time just running away from Wanda.
Yeah,
like that's almost like
Yeah.
when she starts like just like okay, I'm the villain now. That's the movie is we got to run away from Wanda the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's too powerful. She's just gonna run.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a horror movie villain. They got to keep running from it. I mean, it's like, it almost feels like he made Evil Dead 4 in some parts of this movie. I mean, really, it did.
I don't
There
think
was
you're
like,
wrong.
yeah, there was like lots of POV shots, like when I think when like Wanda is going to possess the body in the other dimension, it like
Oh,
goes to
yeah.
POV and everything. Yeah, it's like stuff like that was just like really, I don't know. I mean, it's like weird because a lot of the stuff I say is probably like, oh, you're just liking this because it's stuff you've already seen. But I don't know.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it all anyway. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. I'm honestly surprised that lots of people didn't.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm surprised it's getting as many mixed reactions from people as it is.
Yeah.
I thought everyone loved it.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of mixed
I
opinions on it, which like I
Yeah.
said surprised me, especially since like the first one seemed like pretty well received. Like that one seemed like it was very mixed on, but yet this one does, and I definitely think this one's better. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I think people just had way too high expectations about the cameos and stuff, which
Yeah.
I kind of am guilty about that a little bit. I think I also set expectations too high, but I still loved like what we had. It's not like, oh, this movie gets like a half a star or a star less because Ghost Rider and Deadpool didn't show up. You know, like,
Well, Ghost Rider being in it would have been awesome.
I would have, but
That
I'm
would've
just
been
saying like it's not worse without it. You know, like it doesn't like,
Oh, of course.
oh man, this movie's worse because of that or anything.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I almost felt like the whole Illuminati scene with them all just fucking dying horrifically was almost like a big, like, fuck you to like that kind of, you know, like, oh yeah, you want all these cameos? Like, well,
yeah,
here,
kind of.
they all
Especially
die.
like the Illuminati is like a kind of a big deal, and then it's just like, oh, well, Scarlet Witch is just gonna off them in violent ways. These characters that
it's
you
like,
love, like at
it
least
almost feels like
Professor X and
another.
stuff.
It almost feels like another, like, oh yeah, you want me to put Venom in it? Well, he's just gonna be
Oh, he's
stupid
in
as
it.
fuck. Like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, Marvel, you want me to put in all these cameos? Well, they're all just gonna die horrifically. And
You like Charles
I don't know,
Xavier?
I kind of love it.
I'm gonna snap his
Yeah.
neck. How do you feel about that?
It's like, okay, he already died in Logan. Like, you don't need to do this
You
again.
wanted the Fantastic Four? Watch him get ripped to shreds.
They're
Yeah,
double
he's gonna turn
dipping,
into
man.
spaghetti. And
Mom spaghetti.
yeah, that was like, I was like, and like, it wasn't just like, oh yeah, he gets turned into spaghetti, but like then his like head explodes.
That's a very violent death. I would not want to die like that.
Yeah, that was like, holy shit. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't know.
That
what
is
would
pretty
you guys
crazy
give
to
it?
think about it though. Like that's the first time that Reed Richards is in the MCU and like he just dies. Like,
And Professor X.
I know, and they just die like that.
They
Like
just
Professor X is
murder them
neck snaps.
violently.
It's like it's their first appearance and they die violently.
Yeah,
Funny.
yeah, it was kind of funny.
Like you wanted X-Men and Fantastic Four? Oh, you gonna get them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys give your ratings. I gotta just charge my computer. Give me 1 sec.
3.5.
I think I was also gonna go with a 3.5 as well.
When Julian said 3.5, I was like, yeah. Should we just sit here and nod? Wait, if we don't talk, what is the camera picking up on screen?
Don't know. Good question. I think it just stays on whoever talked last. So yeah, I think a 3.5 is pretty fair for the movie. I think I'm gonna go with that.
Hopefully, we might all have the same rating here.
I guess it depends if Julian's gonna go 3.5 or 4.
Yeah.
Man, I'm tempted to give it a 4, but I think I should really watch it again. You know?
Yeah, did you prefer this or No Way Home? Just curious.
I think I preferred this.
Really? Okay. I definitely like No Way Home more.
I really liked No Way Home. But I think I liked it a lot as like a fan service movie. But this was just kind of like I straight up just liked it. You know what I mean? Like I would have liked it either way. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't know Spider-Man, I probably would have still enjoyed No Way Home, but I would have been like okay, yeah, it's like for the fans. But I don't know, Doctor Strange was like just really fun. I don't know. Yeah, I liked it more. I think I would rush to see Doctor Strange again before No Way Home.
So wait, what's your rating on it then? 3.5 or 4?
I don't know. I gotta give something. Jeez, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. But like
Did
I
you
really
enjoy
enjoyed
this more than the Batman? Because I guess that will kind of determine where your rating goes, right?
I did, but I don't know. It's not like as good as like the Dark Knight, which I would give like a 4, like at least a 4. I'm really trying to like. I think I'm gonna give it just 3.5. But closer to a 4. If I mean like on Letterboxd I rated it a 4. I might just keep it a 4 on there, but for this like a discussion, like I think 3.5.
We gotta start Dave Portnoy this shit. We gotta give like 3.8s, 3.9s.
3.845621.
Oh God. Well, that's a 3.5 straight across the board, right?
Yeah.
All three of us. Yeah. All right. Where
That's
does that
pretty good.
rank it? It's just below Evil Dead.
Yeah,
And
because
above
we
House.
we gave the Batman 3.5, right? Julian and Dustin gave it 4, right?
Yeah, 4.5. He gave it 4.5.
Oh, okay, 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's 3.5 across the board. Yeah, there's no movie to recommend. This is just a bonus episode, but I guess our next episode is still going to be Grown-Ups.
We're ending on this shit. I can't wait. In fact, I'm not just gonna watch it once or twice. I'll probably end up watching it like 3 or 4 times. One of them starting when we're done with this call.
Why though?
Oh,
It's
God.
so fucking funny to me. I can't, man.
This explains a lot.
Let me tell you too. Let me tell you something too.
Oh dear.
Something I started noticing after like the millionth time I fucking watched it. I swallowed wrong. I can't fucking breathe. Oh God. If you pay attention to Adam Sandler does this shit in the background, where it's like after he delivers a funny line or someone else does, it's very quiet. It's like I don't know if they purposely made it quieter or they didn't focus on his audio, but it's like he's like actually like laughing at certain things. Like it's not all acting. Like I think there are a lot of moments, not maybe the majority, but close to, where just pay attention to him like I don't know, in the background after a joke is cracked, like his reactions, and he says certain character names and shit that you wouldn't catch really. I think that's the funniest part about it because it's like real. Like I'm pretty sure he was actually laughing. I don't know. Fucking
all I want to do now is predict. It's like, okay, Dustin, let's take bets. 1 star or half a star for Julian?
I say 1.5 is going to be yours, Julian.
I'm going with half a star. Like same as
there's no way.
I'm calling
it's better than a half a star movie.
I'm going to give it.
I'm
going to give it a 1, so be right in between, and neither of you win.
Well, that will be a high one. I know that much.
See, that's why I said we either got to go with 1 or half a star. If this gets I have 1.5 from Julian, I'll be shocked.
Well, be aware, I'm not about to rate this a fucking 5 or anything. I just think it's funny. Let's get that clear. All right, like this is different.
Let's all go to Julian's and watch this movie just to see him suffer.
God.
He'll just have like the blank face the whole movie,
and Dustin will be laughing out loud.
Yeah,
dude, I will literally be dying.
And Julian will have like the pen and paper in his hand, just like waiting, like I'm waiting movie, I'm waiting movie, and then like the movie ends, and he just like slowly puts the pen down, lifts up the paper, and just nothing.
Oh,
God. We're building up my reaction to Grown-Ups.
There is no reaction. You're just gonna be sitting.
The lack of reaction. That's definitely probably a more accurate way to put it. I wish I could see that. That's gonna be more entertaining than the movie. Not even gonna lie.
One day we'll do a live reaction to a movie.
Yeah, let's go.
That'd be
Just
fun.
Put a timer down.
Oh God. All right. Well, that's it for Doctor Strange. Yeah. We'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.